Hello students, hope you all are doing fine. In the last video, we have discussed about vitamins, their classifications, functions, food sources, and deficiency diseases of different vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin B1, B2, B3, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Now, in continuation of chapter nutrition, we are going to discuss our last topic, that is minerals in food. Firstly, what are minerals? Minerals are chemical elements required as an essential nutrient by organisms to perform functions necessary for life. Minerals are classified into two. First is major minerals, second are trace minerals. Major minerals are those which are required in greater amount, that is more than 100 milligram per day, and they are known as macro minerals. But trace minerals are those which are required in very less amount in diet, that is lesser than 100 milligram per day, and they are known as micro minerals. Major minerals include calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, and chloride, whereas trace minerals include iron, copper, iodine, zinc, selenium, and fluoride. And now we are going to discuss some minerals which are important to be included in our regular diet. So, the first mineral we are going to discuss is calcium. Calcium is one of the very important mineral which helps to build strong bones and muscles. As we have studied in last video, that calcium, vitamin D, and phosphorus goes hand in hand to build our bone and muscle. So calcium is very important to make strong bones and muscles. And along with that, calcium also helps muscles and nerves to act normally. Now next are the food sources of calcium, which include milk and milk products. This is the most important food source of calcium. As our parents always say, that to build good muscles and strong bones, one must consume milk and milk products because they are rich in calcium, and calcium is important to build bones and muscles. Now, second important source is small fish, then are the green leafy vegetables and cereals. Next is the deficiency disease caused due to the lack of calcium in our diet. First is the poor bone and dental formation. Now, how it affects our bone and dental formations, as we have studied that calcium is responsible to build our bones and teeth. So, if our diet lack in calcium and our body become deficient in calcium, then our bone formation and dental formations become poor. And excessive bleeding is also caused if there is a deficiency of calcium in our diet. Next is iron. Iron is very important mineral, that because it is required for the formation of hemoglobin present in the blood. Now firstly, what is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is basically made up of two words, heme plus globin. Heme is the iron part of the blood and globin is the protein part of the blood. So, to complete the hemoglobin, iron part of the blood comes from the iron sources. That is why iron is very important to be included in our diet to have good hemoglobin in our body. Now, the different food sources which are rich in iron are green leafy vegetables. These are very important sources of iron and always asked to include in your diet. Second are whole grain cereals, organ meat, liver, kidney, heart, egg, and last but not the least, legumes. Legumes are very important to be included in your diet. In last video also we have discussed that legumes have many important nutrients, so they must be included once a day in your diet. Now are the deficiency diseases caused by the lack of iron in your body. The very important and very common disease caused due to the deficiency of iron is anemia. In anemia is seen to be very common in adolescent group, as in this condition the amount of healthy red blood cells are reduced and other symptoms are also associated like fatigue, dizziness, loss of weight, coldness of hands and feet. Now what is anemia? As in picture you can see the figures of normal and anemia blood vessels are given. In normal blood vessel you can see the red blood cell and white blood cells are in ample amount. But in anemic blood vessel the amount of red blood cells got reduced. So this shows that iron is directly responsible for the formation of hemoglobin. In the lack of iron, hemoglobin get reduced and the person become anemic. Now the next and our last important mineral is iodine. Iodine is required for the proper functioning of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is a butterfly shaped gland that sits low on the front of the neck. It is an endocrine gland which secretes two hormones which are responsible for different functioning in your body, which also include normal physical and mental growth. So iodine overall performs the function to regulate thyroid gland, which directly regulate other endocrine glands of the body, which are responsible to secrete different hormones required for normal growth and mental growth. Next are the food sources of iodine. The important food sources of iodine are iodized salt, fish, seafood. The deficiency disease caused due to the lack of iodine is goiter. This is very common and mostly seen nowadays. In this, you can observe that the neck gets swollen up. This is basically the abnormal enlargement of butterfly shaped gland. A goiter is commonly known is a result of iodine deficiency. The symptoms that do occur might include swelling and coughing. Rarely, symptoms may include throat tightness or trouble breathing. So, this is because of the deficiency of iodine. So, with this, we have completed our chapter nutrition. Let's summarize different parts we have covered in the chapter, like definition of nutrition, nutrients, classification of nutrients, and under classification we have covered carbohydrates, proteins, fats, their functions, food sources, deficiency diseases, different vitamins, and at last we covered minerals. So, with this, we complete our first chapter, nutrition. See you in the next class, students. Thank you.